Welcome back to the GloryHunter say. We finished the transfer window yesterday, and now it's time to crack on with the remainder of this season here at Malaga. We start with Copa del Rey action. We then come back to La Liga with a game away from home against Barcelona. Bear in mind that Bilbao beat us by 4-0 the last time we played them. So our Copa del Rey campaign hangs in the balance. Our La Liga campaign also hangs in the balance as we're a little ways off the top of the table. But with 3 wins today in the league, we can certainly start to recover that gap. We only drew 0-0 at home with Barcelona earlier in the season, and we absolutely could have won that game. So we're hoping to go and do the winning this time around. But first things first, let's get victory in the Copa del Rey and keep that hunt for the Glory Hunter going. We'll be simming the first leg against Paris Saint-Germain and also simming Valladolid at the end of the month as well. But without any further ado, I am going to get stuck in. I've got a few players that are tired. They have a few players that are tired. So rather than mess about with my team and mess about with their team, it seems like it's a fairly even standpoint with some of their best players tired and some of my best players tired. So I'm going to jump straight in. Off to the Estadio San Mamés in the north of Spain from Malaga in the south. And hopefully we can head back south knowing we're in the next round of the Cup. As ever, please do drop the video a like if you're enjoying this save and make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on more. Of course, Javier Puado is into the starting lineup now briefly for the injured Matthias Sule, who picked up about a month's injury, I think it was. So he's going to be out for a little while, but Puado is certainly good enough to fill those boots. Athletic. Such a weird song. Dick. Oh! I don't know why they do that. Oh! Elise, one of the more fatigued players on my side of the draw. But hopefully he's going to have enough in the legs to be able to make an impact on this game. Roberto caught late there, although no foul given. Milan Cech played in. He is not great on that right foot, is he? Ramos scored a hat-trick against us last time we played Bilbao, so I'm very wary of him. It's a lovely tackle by Bula. We'll look to slot that through a gap that closed with Coppola's legs. Ramos to Nanasi. Nanasi! Oh, hello, of course. Puado came from Bilbao. Nanasi in their starting lineup. Well, that's intriguing. Something I hadn't noticed. A shot saved early doors by Garrido as Bilbao press. We lost possession in the defensive third. Beltran will deliver the corner. It's a good header by Antonio Silva. It's going to fall for the centre-back Rossi. Smack off Antonio Silva's face. And out for a corner again. Beltran will try for a second time to find Roldao Ramos at the near post. And fail for that second time. Reguilon got up well. And Milan Cech nearly got to that. Rossi tries again. Garrido with the save. And we'll just lift that out to Elise to ensure that we can keep possession and start to build a counter-attack. Counter-attack that could go very well if I can get Elise in behind here to then slot through Roberto. That was a tired pass from a tired player. That should be much better. Vimmer, that was a tired pass from a tired player as well. He was one of their players low on stamina. Not a game filled with quality so far, as that move there shows. But all it takes is one bit of genius and a team can take the lead. And Kefren Turam might be the man to help do that. No, good save. Roberto, he'll tuck home the rebound. We lead by a goal to 0 in the Copa del Rey. Athletic are behind. That's a nice ball over the top. Tanganga's got the legs. I hope he doesn't. Vimmer with the odd ball across. That hit someone's hand. It was ours. Yuri Tielemans will score this. If he doesn't, I'll give 2 subs to chat. Alright, I'm gifting 2 subs to chat on stream. Really thought he was going to bury that, but wasn't very well struck. Accurate, but no power behind it. His corner was okay. Fran Beltran bumped Puado off that, and Puado might get to this. Oh, my heavy touch attempt just meant me change player, but actually Puado does in the end get the ball away from him. We'll get that in there to Bula, and look for Milan Cech. We're getting close to catching them on the counter to look for a second goal for ourselves, but they're still pretty desperate for a first goal for themselves. And at the minute, neither side is looking like getting another goal. It's try and build, lose possession, followed by try and build the other way, and losing possession, he says, as Roberto breaks in behind. Kefren Thuram is in the middle and doesn't quite get there. Rossi into Ramos. It's a nice ball around the corner. Wimmer tries to square it back, and Bula intercepts. Really has been a bit, just a bitty game. I don't really know any other way of trying to describe it. Milan Cech, try and bend that on his left. That's better. Oh, it's poor from the keeper, and then it's unbelievable from the goalkeeper. Elise may have been offside, I'm not sure, but wow, what a second save. No, he's definitely not offside, Michael Elise, and as the keeper makes the first save rather poorly, just bats it straight back into danger. From this angle here, you expect Elise to slam that home, and he's kicked it, and the keeper has somehow managed to turn that onto the bar and then gather up the loose ball as well in the same motion. Ridiculous goalkeeping. That's still 1-0 in our advantage at half-time, but it still hangs in the balance, and that seems to be the theme of today's episode, doesn't it? Danasi. Antonio Silva comes across and nails him. Antonio Silva, not a player that Nanasi will be familiar with from his time with us, because Antonio Silva joined after Nanasi had left us. Roberto, Thuram, Elise is about to leave the field of play, and for the second time is denied from close range. For a third time is denied from close range. A goal to give us a second in this fixture. Isak's coming on. Milan Cech's going to move where Elise was. Roberto's going to drop deeper into that cam/centre forward role where Milan Cech was. And Alexander Isak is going to go right up top and spearhead the attack for the remainder of this game, hoping to find us a second goal to seal this game. Thuram stands it up. Oh, and if it had been a little bit more, we might have been able to seal it. That wasn't great. Jamie Laveling off the bench for them as well, as they've made changes to try and get themselves into the game. Laveling made a good run there, actually. Antonio Silva's going to have to come across and deal with this. Keeper's coming. He's not going to get there. I saw the squared ball on. Managed to position my defender well enough as well to get in the way. That could have been a simple tap-in for the man across the box, but thankfully... Got to keep it in, mate. Bloody hell. Thankfully, we've been able to keep them out. Patrick Wimmer now going off for them as well as they make further changes. I think that might have been the man that I didn't really want to see. Yeah, Carrasco. Yikes. He's particularly impressive, Senor Carrasco. And he's the man that we fear, secondary to Roldao Ramos. Ramos with a hat-trick against us last time. Carrasco always a danger and scored as well. That hit Tanganga's hand, apparently, despite him turning his back on it. Still, they might find an equaliser, but the keeper's come. So we've seen Roldao Ramos off, and Jamie Laveling is on. But now Carrasco's on as well, so they're just as dangerous in the attack as they previously were. Thuram looking for the run of Alexander Isak. Holds it up nicely. Roberto needs to support out wide. Can't find the man. Still both sides press for another goal in this game. Still none is presenting itself. Actually, it's caused me to be caught on the counter now. Tanganga can't quite get to Roldao Ramos. Bulat gets a toe in. It's end-to-end stuff here. And still danger. And despite the fact that Roberto's been dropped to a deeper cam position, he's still the man all the way up top, and still the goalkeeper keeps us out, trying desperately to get this second goal. It just won't happen. Driussi's on now and Nanasi is off. What a header! But still no second goal. We'll try again. Thuram flicked on, flicked away. Puado will win that. Milan Cech. That's a good cross. Go on again. The defender and the goalkeeper don't make any sort of communication between the two of them, and it very nearly fell free to a striker. Bilbao just living on the edge here. One of Real Madrid or Barcelona is out of this competition already, and you need to get yourself this Copa del Rey this season. Good block. Anywhere will do for me. Continually. There we go. A 1-0 win. Now, if I can do that in the league against Bilbao next time as well, then we'll be very pleased. That is payback for the first game we played against them earlier this season, where they just destroyed me. Thankfully, we've been able to get the job done, but that was not easy. Mamadishvili, though, made a number of good saves, and actually, Barcelona got through against Real Madrid in the previous round, so it must have been the round of 32 where Barcelona played Real Madrid in an El Clasico in the Copa del Rey, and it was Barcelona that made it through. I didn't think Martinez was ready to start. He only played about 40 seconds, but we got the job done. Right, up next for us is Barcelona, but it's in a full week's time, so everybody will be fully fit again. Let's try and get another win away from home. In actual fact, the next game of the Copa del Rey is drawn just 4 days later, and we've now Mallorca away in the Copa del Rey in the middle of the month. That will change how we go about the remainder of today. So we'll probably play Mallorca and play Barcelona, and then I'll end up playing Levante and Valladolid, which, to be fair, gives us a better chance of having more of a say on what happens in the overall league campaign. But that is their strongest lineup. I think Mallorca beat us earlier on this season, didn't they? Was it 2-0? We then beat them by 4-1 yesterday, but they beat me by 2-0 in the league because Liam Delap scored. Well, we've already gotten payback on them in one competition. Now let's try and do it again. This is the quarter-final of the Copa del Rey to get us ourselves through to the semis. Mallorca with their 5 at the back, which will be difficult to break down. Montipo, Medina, Bukema, Capete, Carter-Vickers and Esler. Kralsakowski and 86 rated Ilic, with Fernino and Liam Delap still the partnership up top. You can notice that Castellanos is in for me, as well as Vitic and Chilwell. But other than that, we are as we were. Obviously having to rotate a little bit again for fitness, for stamina, due to the nature of the fixture list. Now that with this game randomly, well not randomly, but unexpectedly added into our calendar. To be honest, wasn't expecting to play the next cup game 4 days after playing the last one. Slot that, through that gap was the plan. It's a brilliant interception. Otherwise we were in to make it 1-0 already. Have to throw it, mate. There we go. Vitic stands in the way. Man rolls around, but there wasn't a foul there. Thuram will switch this and we'll try and get it down the line. You can see that Puerto is itching to get in behind that fullback, Esler. He's tried once and the defender cut it out nicely. In there to Castellanos, who's going to turn nicely. We'll use the extra run as a decoy before pulling the shot wide of the post, trying to push across and then cut it back to try and catch the keeper out. In the end, unfortunately, only caught his weak foot out, Castellanos. Oh, it's a lovely interception by Ilic. And now we're in trouble. Good block. Good block. Yes, Mr. Vitic. Thank you very much. Shouldn't have ever had to need to do that, but it was an unbelievable interception at full stretch from Ilic in their midfield. And we'll stay at 0-0 at half-time. A game completely lacking in any real quality, as was the case in the Bilbao one for the majority of it. Trying desperately to just nick this one by a 0-0, as we did the last. Castellanos has been poor, though, so I'm going to take him off for Alexander Isak at half-time. Fingers crossed we can make the breakthrough. Let's get ourselves in front right at the beginning of the half, please. That would make things so much simpler for the rest of the game. Elise, check, Isak. Go on, then. Perfection. Less than 5 minutes on the field, less than 5 minutes into the second half. We have got a goal early in the second period to give ourselves the advantage, and now is something to hold on to. I don't think we'll be letting that go. That might be us into the semi-finals of the Copa del Rey, and the hunt for glory might be coming closer and closer. Sikorsky's breaking, and, well, let's be honest, Kefren Thuram is stronger than him. I'll get a little bit lucky there, if I'm honest. Puerto will look out wide for Elise. Driving into the box. Stand it back up. Milancek was there. Bulat. Control and volley. Oh, wow. What a goal it would have been. Denied a spectacular second. Elise rather reluctant to make a run, it seems. And then when he does, I can't get it to him. Milancek with Thuram. Then through that gap to Elise, who was onside as well. It's a tight angle. It's a good save by the keeper. Just getting enough on it to get it away. Chile. And Isak. Oh, Thuram's on the run. Milancek! Oh, fantastic defensive marking. An interception by Capete. All Czech had to do was sweep that home. And that's us into the semis. He's done brilliantly. Isak's up for this header. It's going to fall to Puerto here. Under control. The effort. Oof. I think I'll just not say anything about that. Oh, God. Bulat to deliver a corner. Bit of power on it towards the height and strength of Kefren Thuram. That was a strong arm from the goalkeeper as well. Thuram again looked for, not found. It will fall to Poido here. And after his last effort, I'm not shooting from range with him. I will with Elise, though. Why can my players not shoot from distance today? Deary me. We'll just take our time in the build-up here, but it's just opening up for us now. And Thuram's in, and surely now... What have we got to do to score more than one goal in a game today? A 1-0 win in the last round, and what looks more than likely to be a 1-0 win in this round as well. If it weren't for the goalkeeper in the game against Bilbao, we could have scored 3 or 4. If it weren't for the woodwork or just wayward slicing of efforts, we could have scored 3 or 4 in this one as well. That was poor from Thuram. I was trying to square that short to Bula. It didn't work. And now Saavedra's in behind, off the bench here. Jordi and Bula getting down the wing here. And Bula into the middle, and it's just hit Saavedra. Hit him on the hand as well, unfortunately for him. That's going to be game. That's us through to the semi-finals of the Copa del Rey. That next trophy is getting closer and closer. Now then, we will finally play Barcelona away today. Surely it doesn't get dropped back again. 13 efforts in that game and only the 1 goal. Barca through to the next round. Tenerife beat Celta Vigo as well. I'd love to play Tenerife. Almeria beat Atleti. Well, then the favourites for this Copa del Rey now surely are ourselves and Barcelona. And if we avoid each other in the semis, then that will surely more than likely be the lineup for the final. Tenerife, please. Tenerife, please. They were in the league with us when we first came up, I think, Tenerife, weren't they? In the first season at Malaga here in Season 6. Who have we got? 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 Not Barca, please. Not Barca, please. Almeria. And it's double-legged as well, the semi-final. Like the Carabao Cup. So Barcelona. Then tomorrow will be Almeria, Levante and Valladolid. Deary me. It's getting busier and busier and busier, isn't it? They haven't got any time to rest. 2 days' time, Barcelona. Barcelona strong, but not as strong as you might expect a Barcelona side to be. Ter Stegen is aging at 86 rated now and dropping down a bit. Sanchez is decent. Scalvini and Sula are obviously decent. And then they've got a weak spot in Thomas Jakob. That's where we're going to try and press them. Kenneth Taylor, Chukwuemeka, Lucas Paqueta, Anthony Julian Alvarez and Ansu Fati. So Scalvini at 85 is only really kind of... He's not world class. He's that level below. Obviously, Jakob is going to be a weak point. So Poido might have a bit of a fun time up against him today. Anthony out to Julian Alvarez now. Pantea trying to close him down. Anthony again with options. Ball roll here, a ball roll there. No ball at his feet anymore, though. And Poido will break away, and that Jakob is proving to be a weak spot at the minute. Try and tuck this back, looking for Roberto, who will help it across here to Elise, who on his left could have finished that in the far corner, but misses the target. Half an hour in, we've barely had a chance to even look at Marc-Andre ter Stegen at the other end, let alone actually draw a save out of him. Just that one Elise effort driven wide. Drop that back. Didn't quite open up as I hoped it would then. Here it has, though. And Roberto on his left foot draws a very good save from ter Stegen. We've done more than look at him on that occasion. That was destined for the far top corner. It's a brilliant save. That's going to fall here on the edge of the box to Bernabe. And that is diabolically poor when trying to build the ball away and move forward. Milanchek's made a run, and I'm just going to try and pump it because he's in behind Niklas Sula here. He couldn't have taken any longer. I'll have to have a look back at the footage to see when exactly I finished my power up there. But I was trying to get him to cross it from here onwards. And he just hovered, ran past the ball. And then, when he does try and cross it, kicks it straight against Sule. That's one of the things I don't like about the dribbling system this year. On the odd occasion, someone just doesn't react. You get such a delayed impact, or delayed input, that it completely ruins what it was that you were trying to do. That is one of those scenarios. Elise at the back post was so clearly and obviously in, and now I've conceded going the other way, and it's 1-0 to Barcelona. That feels entirely unfair. Nice interception, Bula. And into Milanchek. Looking for Roberto. Up against Sula. Beats him. Roberto. Good save by ter Stegen. It's one thing getting past their big centre-backs. The next thing is getting it past the bloody goalkeeper as well, and it's not so easily done. As we've found out in this game so far, we've had 2 or 3 world-class saves from their number one. What a save. Out of nothing, from 30-plus yards, they've just let go of that. Vergara, who's a centre mid, coming on at left-back now for Barcelona for Thomas Jakob. So, again, they're going to be slightly weaker at left-back. But I'm trying... Who's that? I don't know who that's a free kick for. It's a free kick for me. I'm going to need to make changes. Oh, this is just brilliant from Barcelona. Maffeo. Oh, it's a great ball. Oh, I thought that had ended up in the back of the net. Tangang has done just enough against Lucas Paqueta. And Sufati into Anthony. Lofted. Not cleared. Well held by Garrido, though. Can't cross that. There's just too many Barcelona men about. Prado. Bula. Isak. There's one. 78th minute. We're level at the Camp Nou. There's time! There's time! This is just the nerves physically showing themselves. Julian Alvarez. Good block. Guaido caught on it. I couldn't even get it under control. Pantea again does brilliantly. Oh, that ball's so loose, though! Oh, no. Julian Alvarez. I can't believe that pass was as loose as it was. Tried a through ball, and it just wasn't very good. Play that to feet. It needs to be now, lads. But Prado's got the legs. And Isak is there. Prado again. It's stoppage time here. No! Niklas Sula in the way. It's going to be a draw against Barca. A 0-0 draw at our place. A 1-1 draw at theirs. Marc-Andre ter Stegen made 3 top quality saves in that game. But equally, Garrido made a worldy fingertip, full stretch dive from their 30-yard effort to ensure that Barcelona did score a goal at that end as well in that second half. So I guess a point is a fair result, but it's not a result that we were really after. We're going well in the Copa del Rey, but we know that we can be better than we were against Barcelona there. We know we can beat Barcelona. We did that last season. Disappointed we couldn't keep the clean sheet, but more frustrated we couldn't get multiple goals at the other end. That's the bigger frustration. So it's Almeria in the semi-finals, first leg of the Copa del Rey to start us off tomorrow. We are, to be fair, Real Madrid have dropped points. They've drawn. The gap is 10. It was 11. And if they do that in every match day remaining, obviously they won't, but if the gap can close by something in every match day remaining, then that difference is surmountable. We can do it. Si se puede. Yes, we can. I'll see you in the next one tomorrow where hopefully, yes, we can get ourselves through to the next round of the Copa del Rey as well, or at least a solid first leg. I'll see you next time.